Hi, this is Sean again with another movie review. And for this video, I'm going to be discussing, it's not an Oscar winning film, but it won a couple of Oscars for other awards. And that's the 1993 film, Philadelphia. And of course, this is the film that's kind of controversial in its own way, which we'll get into. This is the film that stars, of course, Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks. And this movie earned Tom Hanks his first of his two back-to-back Oscars for Best Actor. You also had Jason Robards, you had Mary Steenburgen, you had uh, also Antonio Banderas, and you had Charles Napier playing the judge. Of course, it was also in Rambo 2, it was in a classic Star Trek episode with the hippies, and of course, it was also in Silence of the Lambs. So he was a good character actor. Noticed he died a couple years ago. For those of you who don't know what Philadelphia is the movie that uh, takes the AIDS awareness and puts it way out there. Not only that, but the homosexual lifestyle, put that on the mainstream, and that's with the help of this movie. Now, this movie, Tom Hanks plays a gay lawyer who is dying of AIDS. And you see the progression of his illness throughout the whole film, and of course, eventually, by the end of the film, he does die of AIDS. He excuse me, he had like full blown AIDS in this film. You're supposed to act like he had full blown AIDS. And Denzel Washington is the lawyer who defends him against his old law firm. Because Tom Hanks is supposed to be a lawyer, and his character is a lawyer in a big law firm. And just before he got fired, he actually does get fired from his law firm. And it's because of a potential screw up that was fixed. Now the screw up was that they accused him of, and he's supposed to have filed this particular lawsuit in by a certain time, otherwise, because of the sexual limitations, they won't be able to file it anymore. So he had the whole thing set up, and he told the secretary, look, everything's set up, here it is on my computer, you go here, and here, you press these sequence of numbers, you look into this file, you print it out, and then you hold your ass to the courthouse and you get in. And meanwhile, they're looking at trying to find it all day long. On the very last minute, it was found, and just by a matter of minutes, they got the lawsuit filed in time in the courthouse. And then, like a day later or 2 days later, Tom Hanks' character was fired. And he believed that he was not fired because of this screw up, was because he felt that he was set up by the law firm because they knew they had AIDS, and they somehow found out that he had AIDS, and so instead of firing him outright because of it, they decided to set him up, saying to make him look incompetent, so they could fire him for being incompetent and not having AIDS. Because we have naturally a stronger lawsuit if he's sued for being discriminated for AIDS, and not because he was, in quote, incompetent. I know it sounds a little complicated, but that's what it was. The law firm purposely set him up. Jason Robards' character and other lawyers in his law firm purposely set up Tom Hanks to make him look incompetent, so that they could fire him, not because he had AIDS, but because he was incompetent. And so Tom Hanks sued because he believed he was fired because he actually had AIDS, and they set him up to look bad. And of course, they were sent to court. And at first, when Tom Hanks first goes to Denzel Washington's character, at first he didn't want to take the case because he felt that he did not have a case. In fact, that he actually did have a case. The reason why is because the Denzel Washington character is kind of like a homophobe. He's homophobic in a way. Because he does not like gays, he's not comfortable with them. Because he's always afraid that, if he takes the case, Tom Hanks would rub his leg under the table, trying to hit on him, and all this type of stuff. And his wife pretty much convinces him and say, "Hey, maybe you should take the case." It sounds like to me you're just scared of him because he's a homosexual and he has AIDS. You're more scared of that than whether or not he has a great case. You fight you like these types of cases. You thrive on it because Denzel Washington's character is kind of like an ambulance chaser. So his wife pretty much convinced him what he was like almost like 85 to 90% convinced to take it. And then there was a scene where Tom Hanks they happen to be together in a law library, and Tom Hanks is doing research, and one of the librarians who I happen to recognize as an actor, the actor who played the part of the librarian, was also in the movie Aaron Brockovich. He plays the character who played a hit on Julia Roberts. I don't know what his name is, but I know who he is as an actor, as a character actor. Anyway, the librarian says, "Hey, will you be more comfortable in a private room?" And I said, "No, I think it will make." And Tom Hanks says to him, "I think it will make you more comfortable if I was in a private room." Because he has like wiped his nose at one point. Tom Hanks' character has wiped his nose at one point. He's coughing and everything. And he had lesions all over his face from the disease, from AIDS. And so at that point, and Denzel Washington has to be at a distant table, and he sees what's going on. And he's being discriminated against. Then he was convinced at that point to take his case. Of course, the case does go to trial, and a pretty good chunk of the movie, or the rest of the film, is at the trial itself. And of course, guess what happens? Of course, Tom Hanks, they do win the case, but before they do win, there's this one particular scene where, of course, Tom Hanks is in the stand, on the witness stand, and the other day he has to go and testify, and he literally passes out in the courtroom. And of course, he's stuck in the hospital, so he has to be in the hospital for the rest of the trial. And of course, he was in the hospital by the time the verdict is read, and of course they win. Of course, after the verdict is read, the law firm decides, "Hey, we're going to notify the court. They're going to appeal this thing." And at the version I've seen on television of this movie, it doesn't really say how the case ended with the appeal. Just that the law firm said, put in the notice that they were going to appeal it, or appeal the jury's decision. But of course, when the verdict is read, they do go to the Denzel Washington's character goes to the hospital, tells him what happened, tells the family what happened, tells his lover, who was played by Antonio Banderas, what happened in the case. And of course, by the next day, Tom Hanks' character dies. That's pretty much what the movie is. Now, of course, this movie was controversial, like I said, because it does put the gay thing out on the forefront. And there was a lot of scenes in this film, especially early on, where, like I said earlier, that Denzel Washington is scared of gay people. He gets freaked out with Tom Hanks because he didn't know that Tom Hanks was gay. Number one, and number two, when he has AIDS, he shakes his hand because he did have an earlier scene where there were adversaries in the trial. Like, Denzel Washington was suing a construction company that Tom Hanks was defending in a lawsuit, and so they actually knew each other. Or at least the two characters knew each other. So, and when he comes in, he tells him, "Hey, remember what the hell's wrong with your face?" And Tom Hanks says to him, "I have AIDS." And then he gets freaked out, back, and he goes like this, back, because he got freaked out. And then, of course, after the meeting, he actually runs to his doctor and says, "Hey, whenever I shake this guy's hand, and I get AIDS from shaking his hand." It's, you do not get AIDS from shaking somebody's hand or kissing somebody. You get it from sex or from sharing needles, drug needles. That's how you get. Uh, but the Lord, but then when still wasn't convinced, and he's all freaked out over it for his behavior, or Tom Hanks's was character's lifestyle. So and he has to like pretty much overcome all that stuff, and of course by the end of the movie, or throughout the course of the trial, and knowing Tom Hanks's lifestyle and all that type of thing, oh, the gays are just as good as you are, you know, or straight people. That was pretty much the message. What throughout the film, the gays are just as good as heterosexuals. That's pretty much hitting you over the head with this with that message. But like I said earlier, at the top of this video, Tom Hanks won his first of his two back-to-back Oscars for playing the role of this gay lawyer with AIDS. And of course, it was at the time where talking about every other Academy Award winner playing somebody with some kind of an affliction. Either a gay with dying AIDS, like this character was that Tom Hanks played, or some kind of mental problem, like Tom Hanks will win the very next year playing a mentally retarded guy in Forrest Gump, or if he's mentally disturbed like Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, or some kind of actual physical disability. Like Al Pacino in a Few Good Men, where playing a blind army colonel. It was just pathetic. It was like almost automatic when an actor plays something that he's not, or some kind of mental or physical problem. They automatically give that actor an Academy Award. It's pathetic. It's so pathetic. But I'm not saying that Tom Hanks wasn't good in the role. I haven't been a Tom Hanks fan. I reviewed a bunch of his movies already. And I know there's a couple of them I haven't reviewed, like his comedies. I did review two of his comedies actually, Big and Splash. So I figured, please check those movies out. This one was pretty good for. At first, I didn't expect to like it because of the subject matter. With him with the character having AIDS and promoting, this movie pretty much promotes the gay lifestyle. They don't, it's not subtle. It was not subtle how this movie went about. And of course, this movie was directed by Jonathan Demme, who did direct Silence of the Lambs. And of course, I don't think he won for best director for this film. I know. Because I think it was the same year that Schindler's List came out. So I think Schindler's List won for Best Director and for Best Picture. But for Best Actor, of course, Tom Hanks won. And surprised that Denzel Washington didn't win for Best Supporting Actor for this role. I know he won for, I think, like Training Day, and for Glory, he won for Best Supporting Actor for Glory, the Best Actor for Training Day. But I'm very surprised that he didn't win, technically a second Oscar for this film, because I thought it was very, very good as well, because he played it pretty much as, excuse the pun, a straight guy to Tom Hanks's gay character. But I thought that Denzel Washington did a pretty good job. It wasn't like an over the top, constantly cursing character like he did in Glory or in Training Day. Training Day I haven't really seen, so I can't really give a good opinion on it. But I know it was an over the top character in both as Glory I've seen. But he played an over the top character in Training Day as well. But this one he didn't play an over the top. He just played like a regular average Joe type character in Philadelphia, and I thought it was great. I thought it was a damn good movie. Not the greatest movie I've ever seen because, like I said a couple times already, because it promotes the gay lifestyle, and I don't agree with the gay lifestyle. I'm not anti-gay because I had a cousin who was gay, so I'm not against gays in general. It's just that I'm just against the. I'm not against that. I'm against that lifestyle. I just feel that if you want to do it, do it. As long as you don't involve me, do it. But anyway, I'm not getting on a tangent. but I feel that the movie was pretty good. It is a good form of entertainment, but you know where the movie was going, uh, pretty much from the outset. You know where the movie was going. You know that Tom Hanks was going to sue the law firm. You know he was going to win the lawsuit at the end of the movie. You know he was going to die of AIDS at the end of the film, and you know that Denzel Washington's whole attitude towards gays completely changes over the course of the film. You know it. I mean, you know exactly where the film is going because you see from that pretty much from that point on how a story like this is going to go. Uh, I mean, it is kind of cliche. If Philadelphia was made today in 2016 instead of 1993, it would be such a cliche, and this movie would get panned all over the place. But since it came out when it did in the early days of the AIDS crisis, it was a landmark film. But unfortunately, it was up against another landmark film in Schindler's List, which I previously reviewed. But beyond that, at that time, 1993, the early days of the AIDS, that's why it was a landmark film because it came out at exactly the right time. If it came out today, in 2016, it will be paying probably up for a Razzie Award for the worst picture of the year and that type of thing. It's such a cliche. Because throughout the whole film, it's like cliche, 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 cliche. Throughout the whole film. Another thing is not a bad movie. It's just that too many cliches out there. But that's what my review for the movie Philadelphia. By the way, I should make another note. The other Oscar that the movie won for was the theme song "The Streets of Philadelphia," which I think, was written and performed by Bruce Springsteen, and which is played throughout the course of the film, and particularly throughout the first part of the film. During the opening credits, it made me think the first quarter of the film, and it's really a haunting song, and I'm not a huge Springsteen fan. But it's definitely one of the better songs that he has done in recent years. So that's my review of the film Philadelphia. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all of my videos on not only on my YouTube channel, but also at rallyc.com. It's ROWDYC.com. It's a homepage of the Rally Reviewer, the TV trash guy, as I like to call him, Chris Lee Moore. You can check out not only his content, but other content that's on his website as well from other critics. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.